right, we're taking it live. All right, everybody, we are live. Hey, everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past, live on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central every Monday, even though we haven't missed a couple Mondays. We're back! I don't know what to say. So, yes, I'm your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have Miles. Martyrs are exceptional people. Francis, who just got back from New York. Miles, how are you, sir?
Woo. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Bear with me if my internet's a little sketchy. I'm recording this from my torture basement. So,
ooh,
yeah.
The best place to be. Next, we got David. They survived pain. They survived total deprivation. Jessup. David, how are you, sir?
Doing great, man.
Good, good, good. Next, we got Jay. They bear all their sins of the earth. McClintock. Jay, how are you?
I'm well.
Excellent, excellent. And he's got secrets. We would have to coax out of him. And finally, we got Raph. Keep doubting Ramirez. Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir.
Excellent,
thanks for fucking coming back.
Excellent, excellent. No problem. All right, guys, we watched Martyrs. Release date September 3rd, 2008, with a running time of 99 minutes. Budget 2.8 million euro. Box office 1.1 million US dollar. Not sure how that works out. Synopsis: a young woman's quest for revenge against the people who kidnapped and tormented her as a child leads her and a friend, who is also a victim of child abuse, on a terrifying journey into the living hell of depravity. That was a long synopsis. Let us watch a trailer. And how do I share the screen? Every time, I swear to God. All right, here we go. And it's actually in English for you, Miles.
I watched this in French.
No, you didn't.
know. I swear to God, subtitles and everything.
Can you guys see the trailer?
I want.
Yeah,
yeah,
we can see it.
Okay, cool.
That's when I was like, what
right
did
off
you
the
pick?
bat, you know this movie is gonna be fucked up. Like, yeah, like that opening shot, you're just like, yep, this is gonna be bad.
Depraved, yeah.
You can tell from a picture in the paper.
My favorite scene, though, was that kitchen scene.
They
Right there.
show that? They show that?
No way!
In the trailer?
Dude, what a shitty trailer to have to watch.
I know. What the hell,
That would
dude? Ruin the whole thing.
everything.
You sure this isn't an internet one?
Holy shit, they show all
Wow.
the kaboom.
Yeah. No, this can't be what they showed on TV.
I think it is.
Was it a Red Band trailer or just like an international trailer? They have different
No,
rules?
this is
Ah.
this can't be. This is the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What, dude? What a letdown. This, I would have been pissed if I saw this trailer.
Ruins
This
the
would have
whole
been
thing.
like if they showed
What
a
the
trailer
fuck
for
you do in the
Saw,
first
and it
20
included
minutes?
Tobin
Yeah.
Bell getting up at the end and walking out the door. Like, that's
That
like,
ain't
why?
it.
You're
That's
right, it's
insane.
giving away fucking everything.
Yeah, this ain't it. That's insane.
Like that girl with the metal thing on her face. How shocking would that was that the first time you see it? If you get ruined by this, it's
Insanely.
Way to give away the ghost, as they say.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, they are giving away the whole fucking movie in this trailer. Oh, wow. All right. Let's move on from the trailer. Okay, let's talk history with the movie. I think Jay and Jessup will be the only two that really have history, right?
I
I
still
only
have
have history because Jay made me watch it during the pandemic because I wasn't depressed enough.
I had never seen this version, but I watched the American remake, which is
Oh,
a poor
why?
choice because I'm a dumb person that really hates foreign movies.
Well, how was the American?
9% on Rotten Tomatoes. The
Oh, it's
American.
awful.
It's
awful.
really bad? Like that
And they
bad?
I just read the plot of the American one, and I was like, ugh. Like, the plot is so, like, a lot of things they were trying to do sound really, like, they went too over the top, but yet not at the same time. If I can even explain it that way. And it's just like, they did a bunch of stuff that, like, sounds really cool, but yeah, the subtleties of the French version are where all its power comes from. It's a slow movie, and in being a slow movie is where this movie had to be a slow burn for it to be successful.
Yeah.
And then it speeds up, and then it slows down. It speeds up, then it slows down.
Well, it almost like gives you
Careful at
the.
all.
It almost puts you in that way in like the shoes of the victim, because like the way that they would like get knocked out and then like slap back to wake. It's like almost like this movie kind of does that to you over and over again. It's like slow, like you said, slow burn, slow burn, slow burn. Wake up, we just skinned a person or whatever.
Holy shit! They don't do that in the remake, do they?
No. Well, okay. So in the remake, they do this kind of variation of it where they peel the back layer of skin off in like the shape of like angel wings. Like was the idea. But honestly, you had to get a really long way into that movie before you even got that payoff. So it was a rough watch.
Yeah. I read the synopsis of it and I read the description of it. It was so radically different. I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to watch this. But anyhow, Jay, how did you find this movie?
This was a complete accident. My old roommate Josh Coulter and I were one of our favorite things to do after getting off a busy show is we'd drive on down to the 7-Eleven off of 121 in MacArthur and go by the 7-Eleven and check out Redbox. And Redbox is actually quite the well for obscure horror movies back in 2009, 2010. And so we just kind of came across this one called Martyrs. We didn't even know it was a French movie. So we were just popping it in, and neither one of us were. He loves subtitles. He loved watching movies with subtitles, no matter what they were. But he wasn't a big fan of like foreign language movies. I would say it's like he liked the American. So we're like, oh, well, let's give it a shot. And like within the first 10 minutes of the movie, you're like, yep, buckle up, dude. We're in it. We are in it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So how did you bring it to Jessup? You were just like, hey, I got a fucked up movie you need to watch.
Well, I mean, you know, back then, you know, like that French New Wave was real hot back in the late 2000s. You know, High Tension. You know,
Irreversible.
Irreversible, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, is that a French movie or is that
that's French. No, it's French.
Okay, yeah. So he's got Monica Bellucci, I know. So that's the only reason I was asking if it was Italian. But yeah, it's just, and then like we've gone through a lot of stuff. Like we were about a year into Camp Slash, and Jessup and I, because Jessup wasn't very comfortable being out in public just because of COVID and everything. So we got into the habit of watching horror movies together, like on was it
like HBO Max or Zoom? Yeah, we would watch it at the same
Discord.
time. Yeah, Discord. We would play it at the same time, but like play it over Discord so we can both talk about it as we were watching it.
And so I mentioned it. I was like, hey man, I got a movie. It's a day ruiner, but it's a good movie. Like that's the thing about this movie is it is a lot of stuff that's gruesome, but it's a well put together movie.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue that part of it because it doesn't glorify anything. And the one thing I can tell you that I mentioned to David is like the movie, as opposed to almost any other horror movie, it's not funny, like at all. Like there's just
no levity is what you said.
Levity you get maybe is from the family in the beginning, and they rip that away from you so quick.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, do you notice how the teenage daughter looks just like Reagan from The Exorcist?
Yes, I said the same thing. Yeah, Linda Blair, dude.
Yep.
Linda Blair in it. Yeah. When we get into talking about it, I want to bring up something about that part of the movie. But yeah, it's a great movie. I don't know what to say. Did anyone else ever see Raph? You ever see this bad boy or no?
No, and I'm glad I didn't see the other one either. This one caught me off by surprise. I was scared as fuck when that little Gollum ghost started showing around. But it has so many twists and turns. I was hooked. It was well put together, like Jay said. Again, I thought it was gonna be a torture film. I'm like, damn, this guy's really love those for some reason. I figured Jay liked it because the girls were chained up half the fucking movie. But
and that's the thing, Roth, real quick. That's one thing Jay pointed out. This isn't sexual at all. Like most torture porn films, there's a sexual element to it. They go out of the way to make this not sexual, which I found very interesting.
Almost asexual.
Yeah.
One of the first lines in the movie, like, they said, "We know they weren't raped. That's all we know for sure." Like that, just to make it like explicitly clear, this isn't about that.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you an idea like this might be a religious thing.
Right.
That's what I felt like it was gonna be, especially when the girl started cutting her in the back. When the ghost started cutting, but again, that was her cutting herself, which blew my mind. I was like, "Fuck."
There's so many great reveals in this. We were talking while watching with Duck, and like there's so many most horror movies are lucky to have one battery drop moment. This one has several.
Like 5 at least.
Yeah, you're just like
Yeah.
you're catching double D batteries the entire movie.
I thought we said this wasn't sexual, David.
Oh, sorry.
It's also as David really pointed out, it's literally like 3 movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just 3 acts.
Easily.
It's literally like 3 full-length movies.
So we were halfway through watching it, and I was like, I thought it was over, and they're like, oh no,
Same
it's
here.
Just
When
beginning.
I watched it with Jay, I was like, oh wow, that was how powerful.
short,
What do you mean?
Long. It's
What?
not a long movie.
No,
but that
hour and
first
40. Yeah,
But that first 50 minutes feels like a 2-hour movie.
it really
Would you guys
does.
agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not. It doesn't feel long in a bad way. It feels long in that a lot of shit is happening, and it has that first part that we talk about. That's like that could be a movie in itself. And what a beautiful ending! She kills herself. Boom! Here come credits, and then all of a sudden, the bitch won't fucking leave. She stays in the fucking house, has to look around, and does the ultimate final girl thing and gets herself fucking trapped.
And why
Yeah.
do white girls keep going down the motherfucking basement?
I know.
I
A
mean,
black
I'm
girl's in
curious-
this movie. It's over in 5 minutes.
Fuck
I'm
that.
not even gonna drop that ladder down. Like, no, that's not for me.
And she finds a flashlight. Bitch, don't go down there. Just get the fuck out of there. But that's another thing. Yeah, when the girl cut her fucking throat, I was like, whoa, that was amazing. That was so good. And then he keeps going. I saw the time. I'm like, holy shit, that was only like 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
It
We
was
hadn't
so
even met
fucking
one of the main characters yet at that point. Like, they don't even introduce her until later.
Mademoiselle.
So I feel like I know we don't do this very often, but I kind of want to, for the people actually, the viewer, I want to actually paint what actually kind of happens at the beginning. Is that you do see a little bit of a flashback, and you see the girl escaping, and then you go to the most slice of life, normal, and I think we also agreed this movie looked like it took place in the 80s based on the cars at the end. Just slice of life, normal French family, like on a Sunday, brother and sister play fighting with each other. Mom's working on the irrigation system as she's wont to do.
Mhm.
Dad's putting together breakfast, and it looks like you almost feel like you're not, like, it's not the movie you're supposed to see. Like, what are you even
Cut
watching?
a weird splice in the film or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I obviously got like a bad burn, and that's 100% on purpose.
Well, they
and
do
then-
that
and
wonderful
then-
thing where they have the girl running down the stairs screaming like she's running from something for real, and then they do the twist where it's just her and her brother playing.
Yeah.
So
Dude, we should have known that this family was a psychopath, or was full of psychopaths, with the way they were just like flippantly putting that dead rat on the breakfast table.
That's
That
what
probably
I
should have
was
been
going to
like,
say.
Yeah, something's not right
Something's
here.
not right, dude. That's what I thought. Like, I was like,
But-
this shows how like they're a little bit fucked up.
What's
then-
so interesting? Go ahead, Jay.
Then the doorbell rings. The doorbell rings, and it's like, okay, well, there's a knock at the door, and just Dad opens it up, and then he's greeted by an Elmer Fudd, like,
What up,
literal
Doc?
shotgun blast that shoots him across the fucking room, and this whole family is going to get annihilated.
I did
Well,
not see that coming. I did not
what-
see that coming.
And
Good
what's
thing
so
you didn't watch
beautiful
the
about it?
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so beautiful about it is the family scene is so engaging. You really get sucked in, and the characters are likable. The Reagan girl is like adorable, and the banter back and forth. And I was like, oh, I really like this. Oh my God, they're all dead. And then you're like, oh, once you get over that mind fuck, then you get this creepy fucking demon chick chasing after her, and that's a mind fuck. It just levels up over and over and over and over again. It's just constantly getting to the point where at the very end you see that twist and you're like, could you stop fucking my mind? Is this over now? Are we done? Are we done now fucking my mind? Because that's the whole movie. And what's interesting about the lead actress is, dude, I want to know, what, a third of the way through the film, she's done speaking. The majority of the film is her being tortured, or at least half of the film, and she does an amazing job of it. None of this film feels fake It feels believable. The gore is believable.
I mean,
the acting's believable.
That's the hardest, I think, part for me to watch was not like the intense gore. It was just the beating, like the repetitive
the beating was
of
rough,
her.
dude.
That, like, for whatever reason, like, you know, seeing like the skin peeled off, I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. But when you just see this girl just taken in the face over and over again, it's
I
like,
know, man.
it's a hard
rough.
thing to.
And
to
then the
witness.
makeup work showing like her puffed up face and her eyes all messed up and like and her just like with her hands kind of going like that, like it's very intense, you know what I mean? Like she's just waiting for the next one and she's just giving into it. But it is like 3 movies because you have the family annihilation, then you have the finding of the barbarian RoboCop thing, and then you have the ending, which is the torture, you know what I mean, and the martyrism. So it's interesting to see those 3 kind of movies back to like David said, he goes the Barbarian RoboCop's almost like a short film in between. It's an intermission.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I can't remember. I know David did not like Barbarian. Jay,
No,
did you like Barbarian?
Oh, I love Barbarian. I love Barbarian.
I'm curious how watching this before Barbarian might have impacted my opinion of Barbarian, frankly, because there are similarities. For sure.
Yeah, this was definitely, whoever made Barbarian definitely had seen Martyrs.
Yeah.
I mean, Barbarian is like a dumb version of Martyrs, basically. But what blows my mind, I just looked up on Rotten Tomatoes. This only has a 64 and a 69, which kind of blows my mind.
69.
You know? 69.
Yeah.
But let me just read you the description real quick, and I think this is perfect. A real polarizing movie. This Gaelic torture porn is graphic, brutal, nasty, gruesome, and not to everyone's taste. But,
yeah, but there's something
accurate.
There's something to this movie, like you said, David. It's beautiful.
It's
in
beautiful.
its own way. It's
gorgeous,
and it's just because it's so. I don't know what it is about it. There's some je ne sais quoi, I guess you would say.
I gotta tell you what I feel like after watching it. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep going with the plot progression here. Is that you do see the fact that
what is that noise?
Oh God, sorry guys, my TV just went on. I'm sorry.
He kept looking over. I was like, "Is somebody else in the room, like telling him to keep talking about the movie? Like somebody's gonna take him out." All right,
anyway,
good.
okay, so the plot progression is that
stretch.
No, it's just the fact that so Lucy, you don't really realize Lucy's hurting herself because it seems all too plausible that there is someone attacking her, and then she obviously kills herself. And then you think about Anna, and I know we want to say, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. But let's look at the facts. For one thing, these girls were obviously lovers.
Yes.
Like Anna and Lucy were obviously lovers, and they've obviously been best friends. I mean, just look at the poster. Like they've been so close for so long that I guess in a way Anna felt like she just kind of had to find out. And there's really no one there to quote unquote stop her. Yeah. If you think about it. So she's kind of got her run of the place. And so when she discovers that hypo sterile surgical wing, you're like, okay. But then you find the real quote unquote barbarian. You find the real person. And so when she sees her, now that's her new Lucy. That's the new girl she's got to try to help.
Yeah.
And there's gore in her, actually. It's a movie where there's gore when she's trying to liberate her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When she's pulling those staples from that RoboCop thing.
Yeah,
I felt that.
So in the dubbed version I sent, they only showed one staple getting pulled out, whereas in the unrated version, they just show that whole thing going through staple by staple, which is brutal and awesome at the same time.
And then she actually, and then obviously the girl, she's going through her own trauma, turns on Anna pretty intensely, and then she gets her head blown off, and it feels like, oh, we got resolution. That's the second movie. All right, now we're what, an hour and a half in? Nah, we're like 55 minutes into the movie,
and then MIB walk in.
Yeah, it's crazy you're that deep in, and then it's like, oh, and we're going back chained in the basement because you thought you're out a couple of times at this point, and then it's like, nope, you thought we were done, but we still got another half hour of this.
Well, and what's they did such a good job too because they show you what's about to happen to her. They show you the girl trapped and tortured, and now it's her. Now that's what's going to happen to her. And it just fucking puts chills down your spine. One of the things that really got me too about the beating Miles was how, and we talked about this the other night, was how the guy looked like he was just going to work. Didn't look like he enjoyed it. Didn't look, it was just a job.
Punching a clock, baby.
Punching a clock. Yep.
Yeah, well, and that's the other chilling part is that it feels like when they show up, what's happening to her, it's so, as I used earlier, it's surgical.
Yeah.
This is business as usual. It's we're the new crew. This is what we're here to do. You picked the wrong house.
Do you think that the husband and wife of the family were like these two were that later on the blonde
Absolutely,
and they fell in love, or do you think that these two are a couple already, or what do you think?
I mean,
I think they're a couple already, and they had to move them to. They're like, oh shit, we lost these guys. You guys are now relocating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a comic book out there called Supreme Power, and it's kind of like Marvel did their own take on the Justice League. It's not quite like The Boys. It's a little more serious. And this couple are government employees, and they are in charge of raising basically Superman. And over time, you have to be around each other all the time. That eventually they're like they both were like, we got to get laid. Like
fuck.
Yeah, and so, but like when Superman escapes, blah blah blah, they just go right back to being like, I never want to see you again. Yeah. I think the relationship's kind of like that. Like, we got to be here because here's the deal: that the handlers have handlers have handlers. So there's definitely a giant hierarchy to this high society. I mean, you look at them when they show up, they're all old, they're all white, they all drive Mercedes. It just screams cabal, screams just that Illuminati, as I think David.
Government sanctioned torture. The pictures of the martyrs downstairs that are on display as you go through.
Beautiful.
Somebody said those are real pictures. Are they?
Yeah. From Deformed and like some of the Nazi kids, I think.
And the last one is a picture of Joan of Arc from a 1938 serial, I think is what I read. But like, it's still very graphic.
What flavor cereal was that?
It was Death Brand.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
my favorite.
I had nothing. But yeah, their eyes do look very like they're seeing something, in that moment. And that idea, obviously, this whole thing sprung from he saw Hostel, and he was like, I've got to create something that's similar to Hostel. And so somebody asked when we were watching it, did he take inspiration from it? It was direct inspiration from Hostel. And
I didn't think of Hostel one time.
No.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, you duck at all, but I did not see it. Feel that. I don't feel the connection between this and
I'm not wrong. Idea B is wrong. Yeah, so anyhow, he said he was in a very dark place, and the actresses actually said they would never work with this guy again.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Wow.
They said no.
I couldn't find any additional details on that, which I thought was interesting, because usually if it is that sort of statement, there'd at least be some follow-up. But I mean, I think maybe it's just like, you saw the movie, you know why.
Yeah, if you're in that state of high tension all the time, get it? High tension, that's a good movie.
Yeah, nice.
They said that they had to stay in that state, and the director had to keep him in that state, and therefore he was very verbally abusive, so he would say a lot of things.
It didn't feel like they were acting, and I told the guys the other night, it felt like that girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where at the end of the movie you're like, she's not acting anymore, she's going insane. Yeah,
losing their minds. The other thing I liked is Mademoiselle. What a wonderful villain. What a Edna Mole level villain, like coming in there and just dropping some knowledge. And that's like the third build on the poster is her. And she doesn't come in until like 51 minutes into the movie or something like that, but has that wonderful villainous speech talking about the martyrs. And I had no idea what was going on at that point. I was totally just like, I think I turned to David and Jay and I was like, what is happening? And then I did not see the ending coming at all. And so when we get into the torture and the ladder keeps dropping, which is a sign that something bad's going to happen. If we didn't have the batteries drop, I would say the ladder drops from now on. it just psychologically just fucks with you, and that whole ending, going in and out of consciousness almost with the way the filmmaking's made, going in and out of those scenes, it's the perfect amount of time to show a time jump between whenever she's down in the basement for the first time and when she gets martyred up. And I think that's absolutely great. And then to get filleted and still live, holy shit. That
Dude,
was
that
rough.
chilling
That's
shot at the
beautiful.
end, like the eyes, and especially when they just kept repeating, "Look at the eyes, look at the
Yeah.
eyes, look at the eyes," and then the last thing we see is her very alive eyes. Like that's
Yeah.
rough.
Okay, guys, what did she whisper to her?
What did she whisper? Does anyone
That
have
made her kill herself.
Yeah.
Before
maybe-
telling the rest of her like cults too.
Yeah,
Like, she's like,
yeah.
"Screw you guys, I'm going to heaven."
Well, what did she say? She tells the guy, "What do you think it is? Keep on wondering."
Keep
No.
doubting.
Keep questioning.
Yeah,
They
keep
want-
questioning.
Keep doubting.
So
Keep doubting.
Keep
Keep doubting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead.
they wanted to try to find something to make them younger, right? In that whole process. That's what I got out of it.
They wanted proof of an afterlife, and they wanted to know what the afterlife was.
So that's exactly what she got. She told her, just fucking, you're gonna get what you want. Just take yourself out, and she did it.
Oh, okay.
Well, that and it's like, okay, and for all you heathens watching this, obviously, this movie is supposed to resemble in some small part what happened to Jesus Christ.
Sure. Yeah.
What most people consider the ultimate martyr, just with the way he was tortured ahead of time, which is what the American movie definitely hammered that home, like literally. But like in this one, it's more about what gets you there, and it's more about that part where apparently Jesus like descended into hell and then arose into heaven. And that's a lot of it's supposed to be similar to what you see there, where you're on the brink of death, but you're not there. And so what you see, the quote unquote white light or whatever, but it's so much like more diabolical and the way they present on here, because you get that very close eye shot, and then that they bring you out at the same, like they take you out exactly where you went in. What I always like to believe is that whatever she told Mademoiselle was so powerful that Mademoiselle didn't want anyone else to even have a chance to experience that, and so she couldn't wait to kill herself.
But they were gonna find out anyways, because she wasn't dead still. She
But
just
that's
wasn't responding. The guy said she's not responding
She
anymore.
was
but she
catatonic at that point. Yeah.
But-
That's my
I'm
point. She only had time to give
To say
the
that.
knowledge to the one girl, to the
Yeah.
Mademoiselle.
Yeah. The only thing
It's
that
basically a game of telephone at this point, and she just cut the line.
Yeah, she's like, nope, y'all don't get this. This is for me.
Yeah.
what do you think?
Jay, I think
Roz?
you nailed it whenever you said the subtleties of this movie is really what makes it. Because I'm remembering now, you're right. The American remake, like, hammered the religion thing to the point where it became almost like comical, or like maybe comical is not the right word, but a caricature of like what this movie was supposed to be. And the fact that like you go so long and you don't even really realize it's a religious thing until you get to like essentially the cult shows up and is like, look at all this progress we made by torturing these young women specifically, that somehow gets us closer to God, it felt like, as was their mission.
Whereas I think in this French one, it feels like the whole religious aspect, and I'm glad David's back. And David, you might expound on this, is that
Sorry.
I feel when you get to the religious aspect of this movie, it feels like really more of a giant fucking excuse. Like the torture and everything seems so real that the back end part, it's like, are you really serious? And then obviously it kind of comes full circle, but I think it takes you a while. It takes you till the very end to get there. Whereas I imagine, Miles, because I haven't seen the American version, that they make it like, you know.
I'm pretty sure the lead character's name is Jesus. Like that's how like heavy-handed it is.
Well, you know what? There's a part of me that also feels like this is less religious and more scientific. Like these people are looking at this less in a religious way and more in a fact-based way of like, look, here are all these examples of people that were atheist, that were not religious.
It's
And,
more
but
like
yet,
a church of like Scientology.
Yes,
Yeah.
where that's like they see something right at this moment. How can we replicate this? You know,
And on top of that, it's women too. Women are the key.
yes, it has to be women. Are young women are the key. They tried
Well,
children,
she
didn't
said-
work out.
she says it works best with young women
everybody does
Yeah.
it, but women's are.
because they had a male example in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
One of those pictures was a male.
Why did they put the RoboCop visor in front of that girl's face if they wanted
Sensory
to-
deprivation.
There
Yeah.
was just a single hole where she could only see just the tiniest thing.
Well, that's what I was wondering. If you have to look at the eyes at the end of the death, why would you have this difficult mechanism? And I
They're
think it's because
Maybe they were experimenting, like by cutting off the light, it would like open the eyes more
Yeah.
when they
Well, I
did.
think
I
it's
mean, like
That's what she explained.
I think
Yeah.
it's because they saw the barbarians saw cockroaches. I think is why because
there's
I'm
that
freaked
too.
out.
Yeah, because she ended up like scraping her face off at the end and
Yeah.
trying to cut her
Still
arm
crazy.
off.
brutal, absolutely brutal. I think there's a chance that she said that she saw nothing, which I don't think she did because she obviously went into some kind of state where she saw something. But like maybe she told her, you guys are gonna burn in hell for what you did. I've seen heaven,
Well,
and
that wouldn't make sense because then Homegirl would not be in a rush to get there. I
That's
don't
Yeah,
think.
true.
exactly.
That's true. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I sat there and go, what could she have said? Maybe it's so wonderful that you need to be there now with me. Let's go. Like, there was a moment where these people, like, they feel like there's a connection with this tortured kid. You know what I mean? Like she goes down in the basement when she's really fucked up and she's feeding her and she kind of caresses her. She wants to caress her face, but she doesn't. But like there's a connection there, like we're all in this together and you're gonna find out this answer, which is so ultimately fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it's so creepy. That made it even worse for me. I was sitting there going like, ooh, I do not like that. But like and like we kept saying, what is the moment in the movie that you would want to have screenshotted? It's when she's filleted. And
Oh,
laying
yeah.
there.
Yeah, for
Would
sure.
be,
It's-
that's a painting. I want that on a frame.
It's
I'm surprised you
horrible
haven't
image.
made that sculpture yet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not working on it right now.
Right now.
So get to
And
it.
of course,
He's
Of
like
course we
peeling
can-
the skin off of an action figure as we speak.
Mhm.
of course, we can all also see where, as this movie does inspire, this movie was also definitely inspired by Hellraiser. That scene comes.
Hank or Frank, right? Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frank,
that
yeah.
is. But it just, but like the thing about what she had when she was getting flayed, she didn't move. I mean, she felt a little bit of pressure, but for the most part, she was like, whatever.
She
Yep.
gave
Go
in.
ahead.
And that's the thing is, I think she saw Lucy when she hallucinated because they talk back and forth,
Mhm.
and she says, I miss you. And even in the English like dub, wow, they did a great job, which you'll hear of the voices to actually convey like the love that those two characters had for each other. It's absolutely amazing. But like it's just one of those things where she hallucinated her love, so she just kind of gave into it. You know what I mean? It's really sad, actually. This movie is very tragic and sad and beautiful in its own way.
And beautiful. Yep.
Yeah, it's
It's very
hard.
French.
It's weird to say it's beautiful, but it is. Like
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
I mean,
bizarre.
the soundtrack alone, guys. Let's talk about
Oh,
that
yeah.
score.
That fucking piano coming in and killing it,
Mhm.
man. There's a shot where they're dragging the bodies and like it's a camera shot and like it's the mother and they're dragging her through and like there's just a couple shots in this movie that are absolutely superb.
So I don't know how many of y'all have tried to carry a body before, but those girls did it with so much ease. I was not buying it. That's the only thing I did not buy. I'm like, bitches, y'all need at least 2 hands for that big ass guy, and they were moving them like nothing. I'm like, no, not buying it.
All right, Raph. Well, we learned something about you today.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah. How many bodies have you moved?
He's got a
Raph?
different list he's keeping that I
Yeah,
don't want to
I don't wanna
know
know about
anything
it.
about. Yeah.
Go ahead, Raph.
Boy, I'm glad I called that guy.
Yeah. Raph, what's your list?
I love that.
Raph's body removal.
Yeah, let's do that. So the craziest thing is when you see this little girl in her panties running down the street. I'm
You
like,
didn't have to
fuck,
bring out the
Jay.
panties.
What did you pick? I was like, Jay, this is crazy. I don't want to. I was about to veto this fucking movie like Duck did last week. It was
Let's just all find a reason to veto every Jay's
Right?
pick. Every time Jay picks a movie.
Hey, look.
it's like-
Look, if I get kicked off of the cast because my movies are too like out there, I retire a legend. I'm fine with it. I'm 2 years in, I'm good to go.
So yeah, that happens, and then the asylum, and then you see a little glimpse of the haunting, which I was like, all right, this is getting good. and then this whole fucking family gets fucking murked. I was like, holy fuck, by a girl. It was just so good. They showed every shot when the son was sitting down on the chair and he got blasted. I was like, holy fuck.
I like that part because she's deciding whether or not she wants to kill him when she goes, "How old are you?" And he says 18, and then you can see she's kind of like. And then once she kills him, she's like, "I might as well go for the daughter too," you know.
Oh, okay. So
I have a question on that. Did the kid know what his parents did? I was unclear by his response.
Did they know?
No, and this goes back to them being in love, Jay. So they had been working for that company for 17 years. That kid was 18, so they met before. They had the kid prior to working for that company.
Valid point.
We know
They
they
were
only
in
worked for the company for 17 years, or are they just
Well,
at the house for 17 years?
Where they're working and at that project, the whole project for 17 years, right?
But the way I kind of felt like, I actually kind of felt this was like one location out of many. I felt like there was this whole web network.
Yeah, so many people, so many rich white people.
There's just these weird little sellers all over the place that we don't know about that are just existing on these seemingly
Everywhere.
normal everyday families.
Yeah, like
Just
rap.
need to start opening doors at Airbnbs.
Don't say that. Miles was just in an Airbnb. he got away safe.
Yeah, but I like being watched while I sleep, so it worked out.
That was awesome.
So the other thing that I noticed was the flashback was I think it said there 1971, and then he showed the family, and then the car the girl's getting off that orange car, the little car, it's a 1971 Mini 850. I don't know why they did that. I guess that was the connection there. But then the girl gets attacked in the restroom by Golem. And they showed that fucking ghost girl. That was so fucking intense.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. We kind of skipped over that. The haunting, the vision of this monstrous creature that was the person she left behind. You know, that is an amazing storytelling.
Another story in itself.
Yeah, it's its own thing. Like that she held so much guilt in herself that she had these hallucinations of this person, and she could have helped her get out because the other girl was in the other room screaming, "You fucking cunt, you fucking bitch," or whatever she said. You know, she could have got that girl out, but she was just young and afraid. She was taking her chance. So, if you know, it's just so sad. Like, what happened? And did that one that they were torturing in that room? Did that become the barbarian eventually? And like she found her in this basement, or is that a different person? That's what I kept questioning.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think that is the person that she ended up finding was the person that was left behind by
I think
Lucy.
so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wondered
don't
if she had
know,
a
'cause-
psychic bond with her or something, so she was really haunting her. Go ahead, Raph.
No, I think the girl that she was seeing was already dead, and that was her gift that she could see to the other side.
So she was already kind of in the martyred.
See, I think every
yeah.
one of them was really just getting visual hallucinations because, like, you got the cockroaches from the one, you've got her, like, golem girl, as you've put it, and then the last one sees Lucy. And I just got the impression that they weren't actually there. It's just that, like, they've had their brains broken to a point where they're no longer giving them correct information.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I want to think that they crossed to the other side, that they were right there. Because, again, at the end, she does go into that DMT trip and then comes back and tells the old lady what she needs to
Yeah,
know.
why didn't
Worst
they just
sales
take
pitch
it?
ever for DMT.
Yeah.
For this, right?
That's what I started thinking. When he went into the eye and then that cloud, it was semi-DMT-ish.
What else you got,
Yeah.
Raph?
No. I loved all those kills. The haunting. Yeah, she shouldn't have gone down there because I thought the movie was over after that girl killed herself. Why the fuck did she go down there? And then when they just keep her, I was like, oh man. And again, the beatings, I felt the gut punches when she kept getting punched in the gut. I was like, holy
That's
fuck,
rough,
that looks
man.
so
Yeah,
realistic.
that was some WWE level shit where I was like, holy hell, they were selling it. They were selling
I
it
watched
hard.
the Creed 3 preview right before I watched this movie, and honestly, they're very, very similar.
Yeah, so she left the girl when she gets RoboCop out, or no, we already said that she got shot right in the head, and then she gets taken down there, and then That was just it, man. It was just so fucking crazy.
The feeding too, the way that she's fighting a little bit against the feeding, and how she eventually just accepts it. It's so sad.
Well, I think
That was
also
brutal. Yeah.
I think also Anna sees that girl, that all the stuff that happened to her, and I think Anna also was like, I don't want that to happen to me. Like, at least all that, because at first you think, oh, it's someone's doing that to her, but then you realize because of the way that she has those hallucinations with the cockroaches, she did it all to herself. And Anna doesn't have that kind of that's the other thing that's so sad is like, didn't y'all get that vibe that Anna was like she was us. She was the audience.
Yeah.
The entire movie. So she was like the most sane person, for lack of a better word, in the entire movie. She's like, I'm here for my friend. I'll help you clean up the family. You just,
Oh no, he froze.
She's
So
doing
everyone's
some
just-
shit that
okay.
she clearly doesn't want to be doing, but she's like, I got your back. We're ride or die. Let's go.
I think on
But she
top
did
of
try
that-
to.
Sorry, good.
She
Raph.
did try to save that woman in the restroom when she was breathing.
That's what I was going to
So
say.
sh-
So did she believe her or not? So it seems like she didn't believe her. And so when she has her little freak out, like, you don't believe me, it's kind of true because she's trying to save this woman. And then so it's such a gut punch whenever you find out it was real and she wasn't lying. And you're like, holy fuck.
And she didn't believe her till after she killed herself because, again, she can't see the ghost girl. So she just sees herself killing herself.
So
And
was the
then-
ghost girl a manifestation or was it real?
No, I think
No,
it was
she wasn't
real.
real.
I
No
say
way.
manifestation.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you see her at the end cutting herself.
And then you have the other ghost
But you
say,
see the girl. But you see the girl though guiding her hands. You see the ghost girl guiding her hands when she's doing that.
and then slamming her head against the wall. I don't know.
Yes.
That's the
the
debate.
interpretation.
You see the ghost girl grab her head. She put her own hands on there.
I think it's
And
so
again,
ambiguous.
Rob
it could
also
be either.
also thinks people are making out when they do this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god, who was that?
Oh, it's hot. It's hot.
Who was that?
God damn.
That was crazy.
All right, two things I want to bring up. Number one, the kiss. Whenever she kisses her, she acts kind of weird about it. Yeah. She
is
acts a
true.
little bit weird about it. Like that's like Anna is obviously in love with Lucy, and Lucy was kind of like pulling back a little bit. So I'm like questioning: are they a couple? Are they not a couple? What is the dynamic here?
Lucy's a master manipulator. I can tell you that much. She's crazy, but I think she's also an expert manipulator, as you can clearly tell. Just getting Anna to just keep going on with it until Lucy, like, for lack of a better word, she feels like her job is done. That's why she keeps telling the hallucination. That's what I call. I don't call her a ghost girl. The hallucination, really more the manifestation of her guilt. That's why she keeps telling her, I did it. Like, she's almost looking for absolution from that hallucination. And she doesn't.
It felt like she expected it to go away. Like it felt like she was like, I did my part, now you've agreed to leave me alone, is like almost
the
like
Ring.
the vibe I got.
Almost
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
It's like
I made a
got
copy of the
video.
tape. Yeah.
Yeah, make copies. We're good. I should be free, but I'm not.
Yeah. Good,
So
Rob.
no, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but Anna, she did see a ghost because the other girl, Lucy, saw a ghost because when the old lady asked her, Anna, what was her power, she said she sees a dead girl, and then the old lady says, I knew it. So it couldn't have been a hallucination if the fucking old lady knew she could see a ghost.
I don't
so
know,
that-
dude. I think it could be either or. I think.
No, and then they all had different.
The other girl-
superpowers.
Yeah, she said the other girl was hallucinating, but that Lucy wasn't. So what did Mademoiselle know? Mademoiselle didn't really know shit. That's why she's got to torture all these girls to. She
blow her brains out.
you can't do teach. You can't do teach, and that's what Mademoiselle's doing. You can't do torture. That's what she was thinking.
All right, Raph. What else you got?
That was it, man. It was and then when Lucy came out and smashed the girl with the hammer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. over and over again. That was
That was
amazing.
probably
was
the most
brutal.
graphic part of the whole movie, huh?
Yeah, just
It was. It really was.
caves in her skull, man.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
like
bad.
she's totally dead now.
Then
Yep.
they throw
Yeah.
all of them in the ditch, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually gonna work." Like, like whenever the girls were doing it, I was like, "Nah, it's not gonna work." But once like the professional Men in Black started doing it, I was like, "Ah, makes sense. Just chuck them in a ditch and get rid of them." All right. Well, does anyone else have anything else they want to say about the movie?
This was a great fucking film.
Well, let's go to recommends then. I want to know, will you watch it again, and do you recommend it? So, Miles, do you recommend, and will you watch it again?
Will I watch it again? Probably not. I don't know. It's possible, but I feel like this is definitely an experience that you don't really need to have twice. As far as recommendation, I think Jay nailed it earlier when he talked about how he pitched it to David, that this is a day ruiner. But if you've got a day that you're willing to have ruined, it's worthwhile day
Perfect.
ruiner. Yeah.
I agree with that. David, will you watch it again? You watched it
Yes,
twice.
I love this movie. I think it's beautiful. I jerk off to it once a day. It's, and honestly, I think it's a beautiful movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely love it.
Right.
Would I recommend it? I don't know. I would have to know the person.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not for everybody. But if I know someone has a dark streak, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not the movie you recommend at the PTA meeting. Hey, by the way, you see Martyrs?
I would love to do a triple threat of this, The Road, and Requiem for a Dream, and see if I can come out not killing this.
Oh, wow. I
Raph,
don't know The Road, but Requiem and this.
Oh,
would be
The
a-
Road.
a
Have you ever
good
seen Have you ever seen
back-to-back.
The Road, Miles?
I have not. No.
Oh,
Totally
dude.
worth the time.
Well, let's throw the mist in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put a
Fair.
mist in there.
Raph, do you recommend it? Will you watch it again?
I will watch it to the person I recommend it to because you know it's a good watch. It's an art. It's a piece of art.
Yeah,
really was.
totally.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I recommend it if you haven't seen it and you want to watch something that you have not seen before. Because again, I don't think I've seen anything like this. Like something, I was not thinking of Hostel. I don't think I was thinking. I kind of was thinking of. I don't know if y'all ever saw The Girl Next Door, where the family has a girl in a basement and then the kids are fucking. I'll recommend that movie later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. This film is awesome. Watch it.
Right on. And finally, Jay, you said you've seen it 3 times and you probably will never watch it again. Do you stick to
Probably,
your-
but like, I mean, I'll be real, man. I think I said the same thing after I saw it the first time. I looked at Josh. I was like, well, there's a movie I'm never going to see again.
Yeah.
But after watching it, I'm not saying it gave me any street cred, but I definitely felt like I was watching something that a lot of people didn't know about. And so now, like, when people talk about the greatest horror movies of the 21st century, it's hard not to throw Martyrs in that mix.
Well, you know, Jay, it's one of those movies that always pops up in like the lists of like
Yes,
10 most
100%.
shocking, and it was one of those films I've always wanted to see. I just never got around to it. But yeah, it always pops up in like the most shocking movies ever made that come around like around Halloween. They always post those things, and this is one of them.
I feel bad for. I honestly, guys, if I could do anything, I would love to Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind every one of y'all,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I got to go into this movie with an absolute clean slate, which none of y'all got to have.
Right.
And so in that regard, I really do feel bad for y'all, and I don't feel like I'm better than y'all in any way because of that. No, I really don't. I really don't. But I do feel as I was like, I feel like y'all were kind of robbed of that experience to be blindsided.
We all knew, we were all told this is like the most
Sure.
intense movie. So yeah,
Yeah,
It'd be
but
like
If
if you
I
went
saw
in
that
to see.
trailer, oh my god.
yeah. Well, that's
It'd
the
be like if you
cool
went
thing
in to
about it.
see, like The Sixth Sense, and not even having the ending spoiled, but just knowing that there is a twist coming. Like,
Yeah.
like that even kind of like ruins the experience to some extent.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say I would say that I had a pretty clean slate whenever I watched it. All I knew was it was going to be brutal, but you guys didn't say anything else rather than that. And
I
like,
didn't know anything.
yeah, and so watching it, I was just like, oh, this is great. Like, I don't no idea where this is going, and I was intrigued the whole time, and you guys didn't spoil it for me at all while we watched it, and it was a wonderful experience. Like, so I would say that I went in with pretty clean slate, but I understand what you're saying. You had a complete clean slate. You didn't even know it was brutal.
What?
You didn't even know it was French.
But like, you know what, Chuck? To go back to what I said earlier about this not reminding me of Hostel. Well, I don't think it ended up reminding me of Hostel. I think the cover might have reminded us of Hostel because it came out right around the same time. So I'm sure Josh and I are like, let's see what this quote unquote, because we honestly, at first glance, we thought it was probably going to be like a B movie because we have seen plenty of B movies on Redbox. So like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And we were like, and none of y'all really knew Josh. David knew him very slightly, but like he would definitely tell you he wasn't the most nuanced moviegoer, and he came out of that like, okay, I feel like I learned some things. Like just it changes you a little bit after you watch it.
Yeah, it definitely does, and a lot of the imagery sticks with you, and so I would recommend it too, but like with a caveat of you're probably not ready for it. But I will watch it again with somebody who I recommend it to. So
Yeah,
I definitely see that happening down the line. All right. With that said, let us watch some clips again of this
Are we
movie.
gonna be able to
Yeah.
watch
Just
any
play
of
the
these?
trailer again.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
The trailer did it.
running.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, Jay? Another high school killer thriller.
It's okay. She's like 45 now.
Yeah,
Fred,
she's older than
I do like this footage kind of stuff. The music is so good.
Or
and look-
how at the end there's no music and they just play the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, very haunting.
Je comme toi le côté, je
Why,
compte mais.
yes, I am very
Pour le
French.
chanson, je compte
It's in English.
I was translating.
Creature. I didn't want to look.
I was scared right there. I was like, fuck.
That moment was the first time I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what,
Yeah.
like the whole movie shifts again
Yeah.
right there.
Mouse.
Here. A present from your plumber.
That's really gross.
Seriously, what is wrong with this family?
Well,
Okay, full stop, guys. I thought this might have been like, okay, this is 28-year-old Jay, so don't be judging me. But I thought, oh, is this like a classic gag at the French Sunday table, mouse at the table? Is this something I need to look up?
Dead
So-
mouse at the table.
French comedy, Jay. It's a different thing.
Because none of them they're like slightly disgusted, but none of them.
She's smiling. Reagan is smiling in this
Yeah.
cliche we had right here. She
You
thinks
said-
it's hilarious.
You said French comedy. That mouse is named Jerry Lewis.
Le chocolat, mais gentil.
Mom.
Jerry Lewis. We do that.
Yeah.
Or pour les enfants.
Hey, did you hear that though? They were taking a shower and that thing was stuck in their
Yes.
drain.
That's gross, bro.
Yep. Ah, je t'aime, le
They said that the low
chocolat.
water pressure means that was in the water line.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh.
In the coffee.
Boom. Here it is.
I love it.
Oh shit.
Oh, the squibs are so good.
Man, how
Everything.
much different would this movie have been if you used the peephole?
Uh-oh.
How old?
So you're how old?
18.
You didn't.
You did. You did.
Okay, listen to this scene too, guys. Usually, to kind of, I think, to like make it easier on you guys, they would have shown the scene from her shooting him like with his back turned to us. This
Yeah.
one makes you see him take the entry wound, which I
Yeah.
thought was a very interesting choice.
Right.
And by the way, she is half Chinese, so somebody was.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that was my thing.
She kind of like definitely favored. Yeah.
Under the bed.
How do you not get school shooter vibes with this one?
Oh, dude, I did, but you know.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I mean,
Bro,
it's
so bad.
a little different. It's family annihilation, which is that's a different type of psychopath.
Yeah, it's more like The Strangers or Funny Games than it is like Columbine.
And it doesn't. And again, to Duck's point, it doesn't glorify it. It does not.
Sandwich toss. I can't believe she wasted this whole fucking sandwich. Pissed me
She
off.
freaked out.
I know.
On a
Don't throw it
paper
down.
ring,
Oh,
that
that
might
car.
not even be her. Like
Love that
that
car.
could be a drug guy.
The creature lives. They
This fucking movie
handled
was perfect.
the golem so well.
Yeah. I was fucking scared, bro.
Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Dun, dun, dun. Another one bites dust.
So she's just beating herself up? No. But she is.
Yeah, how does she scrape her back? Like, that was my
That's a good question. That's a really good question,
That's
Doug.
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
She
wondering,
didn't.
like,
She
because
was-
she really gets in there. Like, I don't know.
That was an hallucination, guys.
I don't know, bro.
I'm hallucinating pretty bad right
Are you seeing the golem?
now. Bro, I better not. I'm not. Don't
Fe-
even say that.
Feeling sick. Oh, that's so disturbing.
They're such good actresses.
Actors.
They're just actors.
There's no deviation between sexes anymore.
I knew that.
Stitches.
I don't care.
We'll get
I
bitches.
know.
Really, I don't.
You'll care if they lock you up.
You're hurting me.
Sorry.
Great shot. Absolutely wonderful.
Oh yeah, so cool.
I just like the use of it. I don't always like that steady cam on somebody, but like I like the use of that one. The dragon of the body. Oh, that looks so real.
Nah. She moved it too easy.
I mean, it is muddy out and it's raining. She's using the mud.
Nah.
They're
Tub.
also going downhill.
This is iconic. Tub monster. That is. Raph has had enough already.
Oh yeah.
I wish I hadn't seen that one.
Save her.
I'm never taking a bath again.
Like I said, she's just a child. You know what I mean? Bash the brains. Here we
I'll
go.
get you as far as the woods,
Bam!
then you're on your own.
Slam. You know, but it's so, what's the word? Validated after you find out what they did to her. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
thought it was really them.
Yeah. In the dub version, do they not show the actual hammer going into the head for those like?
This is the,
Split?
this is the,
The
yeah,
dub?
the censored. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and the unrated, you actually saw the brain splatter.
Yeah.
Crazy.
hear
Did
it.
they ever do anything for me besides say I was crazy? You're like them.
Step monsters. Oh, Raph, gonna get you.
They're all
Bro. Fuck.
They won't hurt you anymore.
It's so good. Oh, yeah. They're not gonna get me anymore. Ugh. It's hard to watch. Here we go. See what I'm saying about the dub, though? They did a really good job of dubbing it.
Yeah, they did.
This is awesome looking when the blood just...
Oh yeah, it's cool. Look at that beautiful shot.
Yeah. Barbarian. Where's Justin Long when you need him? Like, that is
Beating on
some...
some waitress.
I want an action figure of that.
Yeah, that...
Yeah.
Take
sure
it
we'll
up,
have
take
one
it up
soon.
against the Big Daddy and see if they
Yep.
can fight. Staples. They only show one staple in the censor version. And they barely show it.
Yeah, I mean the other one they like straight out show all of them
Yeah.
all the way up,
This is what I
and
realized.
it's admittedly way more powerful that way.
Yeah.
No, God.
You don't think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Man, why didn't she call the cops or 911 or
Because they just got done murdering an entire family.
I mean,
Her
she
girlfriend
did
just
it.
killed everybody.
She's a little bit guilty.
I guess.
Yeah. Just a little, what's the word? Complicit?
Barbarian boom. I don't think barbarian titties count as nudity. So.
I was gonna ask if Raph if that made your list or not.
It was 48 minutes in.
Dang, they didn't show that part either, huh?
Yep. See things.
Did she see things that wanted to hurt her?
Yeah. Golem.
Dead girl.
I knew it.
See?
Dead girl.
Martyr.
Not a
true
hallucination.
martyr is a special person. They are exceptional beings. They withstand paralyzing pain, young lady. They can survive total deprivation. They carry all the sins of the world. It's their sacrifice. They transcend themselves completely. Do you understand? They are transfigured. No one can try to tell me that the concept of martyrdom was strictly an invention of the religious. We tried everything, even with children.
Right there, scientific. That's the way they're going at it. Yeah.
And we've proven that it's women that are much more responsive to transfiguration.
Oh, it's so creepy. What a wonderful villain rant, you know?
Yeah.
It's so good. The feeding. Oh, it's...
I hope it's not Gerber
It's so
because she's getting all that
fast too.
lid.
Like the spoonfuls are coming like so quickly.
Yeah,
like...
too quickly, dude. Lucy. Look how real that looks. That's so fucked up. That's
the
actually
reason she won't do the movie and or do any work with that director because it is real. That's just what's happening right now.
The fillet bothers me. The fillet, the fillet bothers me, but this bothers me more. This is the image that sticks with me.
She apparently did break like 3 fingers in her hand and had to like not work for a couple.
She fell off of something, I think.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Why aren't you ever scared? I'm scared sometimes. Not like I am.
Oh, I can't even watch.
I didn't go through what you did. How do you stop being scared? I just let go. You think so? Just let go.
That piano is beautiful.
And if I can't, will you be there?
Like you said, the music the whole time was awesome.
Yeah. And I wanted to play this clip because I want you guys to hear how good the dub was. Like, I would recommend the dub to people. Like, if they can't handle oh, fuck this!
That was so crazy.
This is so crazy.
When I saw that, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. That's why I said fuck for the thing.
And then he's gonna go clock out.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, that's
whatever.
such a cool shot.
Whatever.
I want that action figure. I changed my mind. That action figure.
just get both of them. Order both of them.
Whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but we're gonna see it. She saw something.
Just the light. She saw the light. And she told that old lady, he's like, hey,
He
get
saw
over
a
here.
Tool music video.
Yeah. Like
Nice.
the other world.
And then she shot herself. Oh my god.
They got big black dicks.
They're huge.
Bitcoin is a scam.
Yesterday afternoon,
Speech.
in this very house,
She said, I want my skin back, bitch.
12:15, Anna Asawi became a martyr. Let us take a moment to pay our respects.
Now that's acting.
Anna Asawi is a rare individual. In our 17 years of research, Anna is only the 4th person to have attained that stage. And the first, yes, my friends, the first
That
One
little
black
midget.
person.
Yeah.
to have reported what she
Did you say not one black person?
Not one black person in the crowd.
Duck saw it coming. I saw this come from a mile away.
Etienne?
Miss Defarge.
Have you ever tried to imagine the other world?
Everything all right?
Well, have you?
I'm afraid not.
Keep doubting, Etienne.
Bam! I like how the
Boom.
cheeks lit up. All right, yeah, that's Martyrs. Right on. What a great pick. Thank you, Jay. Awesome fucking movie.
Great one.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to recommend movies that I found it hard to get through. Very difficult to get through. The first one I haven't even thought about in years is called Suspect Zero, and it's got Aaron Eckhart and Ben Kingsley in it. And God damn, and Ben Kingsley scribbles on a piece of paper, sees the future. This movie,
I remember this.
So hard to get through. I struggled. I didn't even want to finish it. I felt like the devil himself was in the room with me while I was watching it.
Whoa.
Did not
Good
like
movie.
It. I don't know if it was a good movie.
I want to do that movie next then.
Yeah, dude, I did not
I've never
enjoy
seen
it.
it.
No, it's
I've
really
seen
not.
it.
No,
It's
no,
good,
no,
man.
not. It's not good. I promise you, it's not good. David, you thought that was good? It's
David
not
says
good.
it's good.
I am having a weird flashback.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Wait, is that the woman
Was
from
it
the
like
Matrix
2003?
too? Like,
Yeah.
Trinity?
Yeah. Fine as fuck.
Yeah, it was very hard to get through. And then my second one that was hard to get through was Terrifier 2, bitches! Oh my god! Wow! I love Art the Clown, but god damn, dude, there was so much long spaces of bullshit in this movie. Cut it down, edit it down, make it work, for Christ's sake. Everyone loved it. Everyone's insane. It was hot as hell in that theater. Good,
Never
Raph.
saw it.
So you're recommending a movie you didn't finish watching?
No, I watched it, man. It was just
Oh,
hard to
okay,
get
I'm
through.
not-
It was hard to get
You
through.
did not. You left. Before
I
it
left
was
before
over.
the
Yeah.
head abortion scene or whatever the hell.
You
it
didn't
was.
see
Yeah,
it.
that's not the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I was out. Anyhow,
That's
that
just the
lead
weirdest
actress
thing.
is smoking hot, too. We definitely got to watch Terrifier 1 at some point. I think Terrifier 1's a masterpiece. I think it's amazing.
I've got a sweet Terrifier action figure.
I love Art the Clown. He's so...
12 inches tall.
Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Yeah, dude. Art the Clown's the shit. Anyhow, all right, what do you guys got recommendation-wise? I just recommended movies that were hard to get through, whatever you guys want to do.
The Girl Next Door, 2007. It is one of that you will not get through it if you. I mean, and if you do, you're sick. And I got through it. Ah, fuck.
Then you buried some bodies. Yeah.
Bro, I don't know if you could pull up the poster because the poster alone is creepy as fuck. I wouldn't do the trailer though because again, it's such a great. It's not a great film. It's such
Said The Girl Next Door, 2007.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Oh my god. Like it just shows a bunch of stuff.
I don't see your screen.
Oh yeah, I just see
screen.
black.
Hold on.
I guess it is gray, right?
All right. The Girl Next Door. The poster doesn't really show anything. Is it a Stephen
it's
King?
It's the very first one.
Yeah, The Girl Next Door with the girl from Old School. I don't think it was that.
So Elijah Cuthbert or something Cuthbert.
Eliza
Keith
Dushku.
Cuthbert. Elijah Cuthbert.
In
She's
This
hot.
Town Murder became the neighborhood game. All right, Raph, you have to pick it for your movie at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one next. You guys are gonna hate me.
Yeah. Anyone else got a recommendation? Miles?
Yeah, I got one. I'm gonna throw out the movie Hard Candy with Elliot Page from like 2005.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
2005. I thought that came out in 2013.
No, it's 2005.
2006. It came out in 2006. Check me.
All right. That could be right. I thought 5, but
what month, Jay? What month?
I know for a fact I got this at a physical Blockbuster where you actually like got DVDs, and I had the thing where you like just exchanged them. So like I'd take one in, take another
check
one.
it.
Very rare.
one time.
Very rare. Very rare. You are both right. Sundance, January 21st, 2005. The actual release date was April 14th, 2006.
Whoa!
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
Anyone else got recommendations?
Yeah. Let's go back to the 70s to some grindhouse shit.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do some I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh, shit.
Last House on the Left.
Oh, no. We ain't watching that
one's
one.
That's another one.
And the original The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, I like the
Dude,
remake.
that's a good
one.
I like
Those
the
are some
remake.
hitters right there, dude.
What you got, Jay?
Okay. All right, I got two. One David mentioned earlier, Irreversible. That is right in the same vein as Martyrs.
Yeah.
Directly in the same vein. It's a movie that literally takes place backwards, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it.
Oh, it's so hard to watch.
And if you're going 70s schlock, I'll go with Cannibal Ferox and Cannibal Holocaust. Those
Oh,
are
yeah.
pretty brutal.
Fuck yeah.
Them cannibals all around. All right. Well, with that said, Raph, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
At Little House on the Parody.
What a wonderful, wonderful name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miles, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off.
Right on. David, where can they find you?
I'll be at Hyenas in Dallas on February 23rd, and I'll be at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center on March 25th.
Hell yeah, dude.
And on the internet, where can they find your creepiness?
Children of Dave on Instagram, Stop Motion Nightmares at Facebook.
Right on. And you can find. Go ahead, Raph. What you got?
Yeah, February 19, Dame Cinco at Dallas Comedy Club. Y'all show up for that one. It's a Spanish stand-up.
Right
And
on.
also visit Mansfield Comic and Manga in Mansfield, Texas.
Oh, you were
Fuck yeah.
signing books. What does that mean?
I meant to say selling books.
I was. You said signing books.
I
Did
meant
you
to
see
say
the look
selling
on my
com-
face when you said you were signing books? I was like, what the fuck? Why is he signing books? And he
He's just
disappeared.
like writing in everybody's like book, like stay cool.
Yeah, be cool.
After the summer.
It was crazy.
You can find us at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find all the podcasts. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at /wearepodcast. And me and Raph did Crux Crawford's podcast. Crux, yeah! It was a blast. Go watch it. You can watch the actual video online. It's very cool for him to have us on, so we appreciate that. So we're going to return the favor and have Crux on Horrorcast and see if he likes it. Maybe he'll become a regular, because he is a huge horror fan. In his house, there are all 3 masks from Season of the Witch on the wall. So it is badass.
Oh, nice.
Badass,
So he is a
dude.
huge horror fan, which I forgot he had told me, or else we would have had him on earlier. I just totally forgot. So we're going to get him on hopefully next week. So he probably picked next week's movie, and then we're going to go back to rotation. With that said, it'll be either Dawn of the Dead or From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm hoping it's going to be the second one. So
Which Dawn of the Dead?
Either the original or the remake. He likes them both. Oh, dude, he's licking that envelope. Oh, yeah, work it, David. With that said, everyone, keep horror in your heart. Keep it in your heart, okay? And Raph paused. He's not here anymore. And with that said, we will cut the feed. Thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate it. And how do we cut the feed?